Janet Wakeland here with Remarkably Created, and I have 4 fun bookmark ideas for you. In addition, I finally figured out a way to use Tombow liquid glue, multi-purpose liquid glue, in a way that makes me happy and happy enough to have placed an order for a bunch of it because I no longer get my fingers all sticky. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this camera right around. We're going to bring in some good lighting so that you can see what we're working on. And as we get ready to get started, let's get rid of that glare just a little bit for you. You're going to see a couple of sneak peeks tonight from these 2 upcoming catalogs that debut in January. You can have instant access to those catalogs by purchasing a $75 starter kit. But more importantly than instant online access to take a peek between the pages of these, you could be ordering from these catalogs at 20% off while earning free celebration items before this catalog goes live to the public. So you could be shopping from these in December. So I'm going to go ahead and set my little work tray off to the side, give us a workspace here. And we're going to start with our first project. This is our first bookmark here, and I've used our Blackberry Beauty suite of products. I have the ephemera that is part of it. I've got the designer papers that are part of it. And in this case, the bookmark just simply slides right out of the middle. And a little about this bookmark. This bookmark can be simply used like this, right between your pages, so it can slide in just like that. Or the extra tag on top can come up over top to give you a little piece that shows. So I want to show you the very basics of putting this fun card together. So to showcase this piece, I do have some sneak peek paper. Look at this beautiful paper. And I do not have the name committed to memory yet, but isn't this beautiful? It will be paper that will be available to you come January 4th. But oh, when I opened it up, I was immediately smitten. I love anything a lot of times that has the dark black outlines. It just allows me to bring in that black ink, black cardstock, and kind of give things just more of a pop. I think that when you have those black outlines, it really just draws your eyes to the color. You're going to need a trimmer for this project. And what I have is I have a piece of designer paper that is cut to 4 inches by 5 inches. And all you're going to do, let's put our cutting blade up here at the top. You're going to take and put the 2 points in the cutting groove. Okay, this little track right here is your cutting groove. And you're just going to put your points right down in that cutting groove. And just kind of put your fingers over here, a little bit of pressure to keep that paper from sliding. And you're just going to cut your paper on a nice diagonal. And that's all you're going to do. And you're going to set it aside. This piece of paper here is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then for my base, I have 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see that these 2 pieces would layer just like that. But let's pull this piece out for just a second. And in this case, I want to put the paper on like this. And I'm going to flip it over for the other side, and I'm going to put it on like that to create my pocket. Now, this is where I wanted just a very narrow edge of adhesive so that, again, I had space inside my pocket, which meant that I had to use the dreaded liquid glue. And when I say dreaded, trust me, I mean dreaded. I just have always not done well with the multi-purpose adhesive, but I really wanted to make this project enough, and there were a couple of other projects you'll see coming up where I needed this glue. So I thought, and I thought, and I thought, what could I do? Well, here's my solution, and hopefully you like it. So here's our multi-purpose glue. I'm going to put just that tiny little ribbon of adhesive. Okay, now it's not going to come out. Oh my goodness gracious, Janet. There we go. And what you want to do when you're working with the liquid adhesive, I found, is not get it right up to the edge, because when you do press it down, it does tend to smush out a little bit. So that's not my tip or my solution yet. So I'm going to put this up in the corner outside of my main work area. I'm going to lay it down on But here's my solution. I have a couple of daubers now just designed for this. Okay, I set them aside. They're with all of my adhesives. And I can take my adhesive or my dauber and I can give it a good press. And I don't get any adhesive on my fingers. So I am a happy camper. Okay, that's my huge, big $1 million tip for the day for you guys. So let's go ahead and let's put this other little piece on. And notice I'm just doing the 2 straight sides. I'm not doing the diagonal. We'll bring this back up in here. And we'll cross that pocket over just like that. And we're gonna now give it a good rub down, really press down and keeping our fingers nice and clean. And now in this case, you can go ahead and use your traditional seal. Seal Plus really works well to hold things together that are going to get a lot of wear and tear. In this case, they'll be pulling the bookmark out. And so a lot of times I like to use Seal Plus for something just like that. What's nice about this project here, and let's just grab, the bookmark is 2 inches by 5 inches. And what's nice is that you can put, I find, easily up to 3 bookmarks in this simple pocket right here. Now I did this just as a card base. You could do this as a card that was open and shut. Again, I'm choosing to do mine just like this, okay? And towards the end, I'll talk to you just a little bit about creating toppers on your bookmarks. So that's your first option, is just that simple little crisscross to create a pocket for a 2 by 5 inch bookmark. So, and that's the first look at that one for you. So we'll set that aside with our little sneak peek. So then the next one, if you happen to have brought a 4 by 4, a 5 by 5, or a 6 by 6 square piece of designer paper to the table, you're gonna be good to go on this easy one. What this one is it's just a simple corner bookmark that slides right up over the corner to help hold your pages. Okay, so whatever pages you're trying to mark, you can definitely use that. What I did find, and I'm going to go ahead and do a 5 by 5 piece in this demonstration as well, is that the 6 by 6 has a little bit of bulk and a little size. 4 by 4 is kind of small. So for this presentation, we're also going to do a 5 by 5 for you. So the paper I picked is yet another sneak peek. This is paper you can get for free with a purchase come celebration. Look how fun that is. Who loves rainbows? Oh my gosh, I love rainbows. The paper is a 6 by 6 paper stack, and I do have it cut down 4 by 4, 5 by 5, and 6 by 6. We're gonna make this 3 times just because repetition seals the deal, right? Helps you remember how to make them. All you need is a bone folder and a couple of tricks with any type of origami. The more precise your cut, the better. And then the crisper your folds, the better. So you're just gonna go point to point. I always start my crease in the middle and I go to the outside. If you don't do that, what happens is if you start on one side, whether you believe it or not, you can cause your paper to shift just a little bit and you're gonna end up off and you're gonna wonder why. So I always start in the middle and then I crease out to both sides. You're gonna bring one side up to the point up here. Again, that middle and out. And you can open that back up and you're gonna do the same thing with the other side. Doesn't matter if you do left side first or right side first, really does not matter. And now you're just gonna bring them, I just bring them all back in for one more really, really good crease. You're gonna open them all back up again, this top point. You're gonna bring down right to the edge of the paper. Give you that little bit of contrast, just like that. Now this piece, all you're going to do is tuck it in. This piece, all you're gonna do is tuck it in, just like that. And really give yourself that nice, just really crease that fold in that you did. No adhesive, cute little bookmark. There's our 6 by 6. Just for the sake of repetition, we'll do it again with a 5 by 5 and also so you can see that 5 by 5 side. So, square piece of paper, turn it so that you've got a point up and a point down, bone folder in the middle, crease it out to the side, take one side up to the top point, in the middle, side to side, up to the top, get them lined up there in the middle, side to side, open it up, take that point, bring it down. That's also going to expose that contrast that you want. And now you're going to take this piece, tuck it in, this piece, tuck it in, and then you can go ahead and crease it. And we'll just stop there. You get the idea, okay? And then again, just to show you, that's what your 4x4 piece would look like. So 6x6, 5x5, 4x4, and then of course you can embellish them. Because it is a bookmark though, I really do encourage you to be very, very careful with your bookmarks. You want to keep them really flat. If they're too thick, they're going to cause those pages to kind of bend and fold and get dents in them and things like that. So, you know, a nice little die cut, a nice little fussy cut flower, a little round circle with an inspirational greeting or something would be a great way to decorate those. So that there is another style bookmark for you. A great way to use up those scraps of designer series paper that I know all of you are hoarding, right? Okay, so then another fun bookmark idea. We're going to go ahead and bring this in, our little template. And in this case, what you have is a little, oops, let me bring this into the screen. You have a little pocket on the front of either your card base or a little pocket on the front of your card, okay? So you've got your bookmark. So all we're gonna do is create this pocket together. What you're gonna start off with is a piece of designer paper that is 8 inches by 5 inches. So 8 inches by 5 inches. And again, I have some sneak peek paper for you just to kind of get you some little spring inspiration. I know it's starting to get cold and chilly in some places. I'm getting a little crazy. So I've got my 8-inch piece of paper by 5 inches, 8 inches by 5 inches. And I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put it at the 4 1/4 inch mark. Let's get our cutting blade out of the way and bring our scoring blade up. And I want to score it. Okay. So we've got that nice score in there, and nothing scores like Stampin' Up's trimmer. It's amazing. What you're going to find is that one side is a little shorter than the other side. So you've got a shorter side and a longer side. Now the longer side is the side that you want to score in half. You have a choice. You can figure out the dimensions of that and say, oh, it's 2 1/4, 2 7/8. Guys, come on. It's all about being easy, right? Bring that paper into that center score. Give it a nice crease. Don't worry about measurements, right? If we're folding it in half and you've got a line to help you do that, just bring it in. Just like this. Okay? So now we're going to bring our trimmer back into play. And now you have a little bit of a decision to make. I'm going to let this sit here for just a second. And that is literally the angle of the paper. There's no right or wrong way. It all just depends on how much contrast that you want and how much of the bookmark that you want showing. If I go real deep, I'm going to have a real short little pocket here, and you're going to see a lot of the bookmark. If I tip it here, you're only going to see the very tip of the bookmark. No right or wrong. Again, it depends on whether you want to see the designer paper or you want to see the bookmark or just a little sneak peek of that. So in this case, we're going to go with just a little sneak peek, get the scoring blade out of the way. You've got that crease here, and I'm just going to cut. Let's put that aside. And so now this is what I have. And we're going to bring that liquid glue back in. And you're only going to do liquid glue across the bottom. And that side. We're going to bring it in. Where's my dauber? And then we're going to fold that over. and that's going to go on my paper just like that. Okay, and in this case, I put my fold on this side. So there's no right way or wrong way to do that, guys. Can you see that? In this case, I have it here and I can put a little message. So all you're doing is taking that 8x5 piece of paper, scoring it at 4 1/4, taking the longest side, folding it in on itself, and cutting a diagonal piece off, guys. And I will make sure that you have a folder of that, a picture of that. And I will finish this project up and I will be posting it sometime tomorrow for you so that you can see one totally finished up. But then again, you're going to have that bookmark that just slides right down inside of there. Okay, and I'll give you the dimensions for the bookmark as well. So that's your third option. And then the fourth one is another really fun one. And the fourth one uses this element right here from the stockings die. And just a reminder, you have another little over 24 hours for sale on all the dies at 20% off. And that is the die that I used to create this bookmark. I went ahead and just put it over the fold in the paper, and it's really, really short. And this one also gives you a fun little sneak peek. So, and it's gonna showcase a giveaway that I have for those of you commenting and sharing in the next 24 hours. So this is a new stamp set called In the Moment. Those of us that attended on stage got this stamp set as a gift for registering to attend. I used the chalk marker to give her a white T. I used Wink of Stella, which I showcased for you guys a week ago, to give the window a little frosting. And then just some Stampin' Blends to color her. Pale Papaya and Cinnamon Cider just kind of kept that nice and neutral. And then the bookmark. So let's talk about that bookmark. That bookmark has two very, very flat magnets. And I will be very honest, guys, I don't know the source like many of you as crafters. I have a huge stash of googly eyes and buttons and magnets and things like that. But these are, I mean, like extremely flat and extremely strong. And they actually are self-adhesive, but I found that putting a little bit of glue really helped hold them. And then in this case, again, because it's a bookmark, keeping it nice and flat, I went ahead and did the greeting twice, once in the classic inks. Remember, our classic inks are also on sale. Then I embossed it, cut the relax off, and added it back over top of the stamped word relax and a little bit of twine. And then this finishes off my bookmark nice. So again, I do have some chalk markers as giveaways for those of you commenting and sharing in the next 24 hours. We'll pull a couple of random winners. And then just to refresh you, there's the magnetic bookmark, very easy to do. I also did a video showcasing how you could create this fold with all kinds of our dies, whether it's a circle die, it's one of our scalloped rectangles, our triangles, you name it. There's lots of dies, and I showcased how to die cut over a fold, which is perfect for creating this bookmark right here. This bookmark is the one that is the little fold and a pocket. So whether you're doing a holiday bookmark or you're doing just some out of pretty new springy paper, that was another option for you. Then I showcased for you how to do these really quick little corner bookmarks that require no adhesive, simply a bone folder and a square piece of paper. This is the 4-inch size, the 5-inch size, the 6-inch size. I really can't imagine going bigger than 6-inch. So get some great bookmarks there. And then the very first project that I showed you was the Crisscross bookmark holder. And what you have there is you have a 4-inch by 5-inch piece of paper cut on the diagonal, flipped around so you get the contrast. You've got a pocket that your bookmark slides down into. So before I let you go, let's talk about topping off your bookmarks for just a second. Stampin' Up! Has 2 punches that are called tag topper punches, and they are perfect at 2 inches to give you these really cool toppers that actually already even have holes in them, perfect for putting a little tassel, a little ribbon on them for your bookmark pages. And you're just gonna cut your paper to 2 inches. I like to cut to 2 by 5 inches. That fits nicely on the front of a card. and then you're gonna just punch it. And again, you end up with these two really fun shapes. If you want just uber skinny bookmarks for whatever reason, then we have 3 other punches that are going to give you some fun tops. The largest that you are going to find with these is your bookmark at its width. Largest width is only going to be 3/4 of an inch, but it still can be a really fun size bookmark to go ahead and have with these different toppers here. So you've got some great options for adding a festive touch to the top of your bookmarks. So if you have any questions about anything that I've shown you, and again, if you want instant access to this catalog, make sure that you reach out to me. If you simply just want a copy of this when I'm able to get my hands on them and start mailing them in December, also reach out to me. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys, as we looked at 4 great ideas for creating bookmarks as small, simple, little, thoughtful gifts to hand out to people. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing evening.